I'm Faith Fundal, along with Travis Peterson, controlling us on our vMix here, so you can see us as well. A growing number of Canadian artists have been cancelling shows in the U.S. CBC learned that Canadian trans artist Bells Larsen and T. Thomason cancelled tour dates due to U.S. immigration visa changes that only recognizes sex assigned at birth. Folk band Shred Kelly recently cancelled their U.S. tour because of rising costs associated with U.S. artist visas. But Juno-nominated rock band Cancer Bats says it's decided to tour despite those challenges. They are on tour in the U.S., but Winnipeg member Mike Peters sat this one out to spend time with his family. Mike joins us via Zoom now. Good afternoon, Mike. Welcome to the program. Hello.
Hello.
Mike, take us through this. I know it's been a long and difficult process. Walk us through the hoops the band had to jump through to get these visas.
I mean, so we applied for our visas in September, October time of last year. Wait times at that time were, so I guess if your visa gets sent to be processed, your application gets sent to be processed in California, it was at the time a 6-month waiting list. Now it's like a 10-month wait, from what I've heard. And then if it goes to Vermont, you're supposed to get it within 3 months. So we had about 6 months before we needed our visas to be processed. I sent mine off. You know, I hustled everyone I could possibly hustle to get it in that 6-month time frame. And it worked. And then it got sent to Vermont, and then I had it within 6 weeks. So I'm kind of a bad story because I got my visa really quickly and easily.
and part of doing that was because you had the dates ahead of time, right? You had essentially you had your dates a year in advance. How big of a impact do you think that had on the band getting the visa?
I think, I mean, it was huge, I guess, at the time. You know, but I think also it just came down to the luck of getting it sent to Vermont. You know, if it went to California, it still might have been, you know, pushed another month. We don't know what happens. It seems like they keep getting longer and longer. 6 months to know your schedule in music is doable. 10 months is a little unreasonable.
Right. Not all promoters spend an entire year planning ahead of time, right? Well, I wonder, what are you hearing, Mike, from other bands about getting their visas? What's your sense from what they've told you?
I mean, I've heard it's challenging. I've heard it's, I mean, when you're booking only a couple months in advance, because you still have to work jobs and stuff like that, you can't plan 10 months in advance. Getting a visa is really hard. You don't know when you're going to tour. So unless there was a way to get your visa, you know, just based on your music or something like that, you know, then you could say, I want to start touring in November, but I'm not going to be able to book the dates till, you know, the July before or something. Then maybe it would be doable. But, you know, to have locked in dates if you're a new band is really challenging.
This is one of those conversations that unless you're a band or unless you work in the U.S., the visa process isn't top of mind. Can you, what's your sense of how the process has changed over the years? Was it simpler before?
Yeah, it was probably simpler. I mean, I've been getting P2 visas for over 20 years now. But it's always been a bit of a pain compared to other countries, you know? It was maybe a month back in the day and $65 or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember what it cost back then. But,
right.
You know, it's always been expensive. It's always been at least 3 months since I've been doing it with Cancer Bats. But, you know, so it's always been a pain.
And it sounds like it's even more of a pain when you hear what other bands are saying. I wonder, given where you are now, how much does that affect your willingness to travel and tour, in particular in the U.S. and work there?
You know what? I mean, I enjoyed going down there. I enjoyed playing down there. I think the people down there that come to our shows are awesome. And, you know, if we can be working ahead of time enough that we can continue processing those visas and get it at a reduced rate, I'm willing to keep doing it, you know. But as soon as it starts, costing more than the tour is going to make, or not being able to get the tour lined up in time, then we're going to have to look at other ways. But we also spend a lot of time overseas. So, 2023, we didn't go to the US at all. So we might, not go for a year or two.
Those ifs that you mentioned are all associated with money. Can you give us a sense of the costs compared to what a tour would make?
Well, I think to get your visas as a 5-piece band, to get a visa is going to cost you somewhere between $2,500 and $5,000, $7,000 even.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And if you're like, 20 years old working a crappy job just to get your band off the ground, and you want to go play small shows, small hardcore shows or punk shows or whatever kind of shows just to get started, that's still a lot of money to dole out.
Do you think this might encourage artists to tour more in Canada?
I hope so. That'd be awesome. Get more cool shows coming through Canada. We tour a lot in Canada too. I love touring in Canada. So there's great venues. If more bands were coming through Canada, it'd be awesome. It'd be great for the scene. It'd be great for the country.
Mike, I know you're a Canadian band that tour the States regularly. Do you get a sense of whether the atmosphere has changed since the election of U.S. President Donald Trump?
I think in the community that we revolve in, not really. It's all been pretty, you don't hear too much about that kind of stuff. Don't see too much of that side of stuff. So the shows that we played down in the States have all been great. Really fun. Everybody's been very positive.
Can you talk about what happened with your equipment and merchandise? I understand that there was a bit of an issue since this happened.
Yes, we did have all our equipment and merch stolen in Indianapolis on, I guess it was about a week and a half ago now. It was a Sunday night. We played Indianapolis, went to the hotel, woke up in the morning, and the van and trailer was gone. The police down there found the van, but the trailer and all the merch was gone. So.
How's the band managing since that?
They've had their ups and downs. It's been a emotional roller coaster. They took the catalytic converter off the van, and then when we were getting it fixed to continue going, something happened with some wires for some sensors. So then 3 days later, the van just shut down on them. So there was like another kick while they were down. But the community around us really rallied hard and showed a lot of support and love. And so we were able to keep going. We only missed one show. But yeah, it's been tough for them.
Mike, appreciate your time today. Thank you and take care.
Thanks, you too.
Mike Peters is a Winnipeg drummer for the rock band Cancer Bats.